Just waiting for this thing to go live, do that kind of thing. Abby immediately starts yowling, of course. They haven't gone live yet. I've already done my predictions on what it's going to be. I predicted we would get orcs on Tuesday. We didn't. There were some reveals that were all right yesterday. They got, what's it? Commissar Gaunt? Commander Gaunt? I don't know. I read one of those books and it was fine. They put like his crew and him as models that you can play in Astra Militarum. Neat. And it's in plastic now. I think they were a thing at some point. Cool. Today should be 40k day. If I did I see the High Lord of Terra? Light theme. Everyone's so upset about light theme. If I want to hurt myself, then I get to do that. We'll see whether or not they'd pull another High Lord of Terra day. I have a feeling it will. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. If they reveal orcs, they're gonna reveal orcs that we have not seen yet, or we have seen in that Snaga Grappler video. They're gonna reveal the guys on squigs again, because they're fine with revealing the same models multiple times, and then we're gonna get the other ones and they're gonna talk about them in very vague things. I want to know how the core keyword is gonna actually affect orcs at all, because that's a thing now. I want to know what we're doing in the command phase. For the life of me, I have no idea. Orcs don't have that kind of aura protection, They have, like, everyone advances and charges nearby them, but that's just, why would it be like, you there, I'm ordering you to charge? It's like, they don't have that kind of organization. The organization of getting them to go and charge is just them yelling. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go, let's do this thing. Can I tell you more about the High Lord of Terra? So I don't know how core is going to work. The healing thing already works the way it does with chapter masters, or not chapter masters, apothecaries. So why would that change? Walkers seems to be a keyword for orcs, based on the fact that the Mecha Dread and they're here.
Forge and World welcome. Book. My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined here by Eddie Eccles, and it is our pleasure to welcome you to day 4 of Warhammer Fest 2021 online. We're looking at boxed games today.
Right, I thought today was 40k day.
Absolutely right, Adam. We've got some exciting stuff to show the people at home today. You and me, obviously, have got a little bit of an inkling about
We've already started the stream. We're going to go and do it.
Some cool, exciting stuff.
I guess tomorrow is 40k day.
To have a look at.
Did I totally screw that up?
Here we are, just over halfway through.
Maybe they'll do Gorka Morka.
So far, we've already seen some very cool stuff.
Remember Gorka Morka, guys?
Yesterday was a particular highlight for many so far.
I don't.
We saw the
I
new
actually
Gorks
wasn't around
Ghosts,
for
but we've
that.
also seen cool stuff for
I would love to
40,000
get a
and the new High Lord
repackaged
of
box
Terra,
of the Speed
and we've
Freak
seen some
stuff.
new stuff for Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well with Kragnos. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting so far.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think generally the buzz seems pretty strong. It's a bit like we've stretched Warhammer Fest across 4 days so far. Those of you who are joining us in the chat, welcome everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
Warhammer Fest, normally there'd be a bunch of seminars throughout the day where a few hundred people would squeeze into a room, and we'd have the folks from the Warhammer Studios come and tell you all about the things that they've been working on and unveil a few upcoming
I feel like they have stretched releases. 1 day's worth of announcements over
but with
a
the global pandemic and squeezing people into a room not being top of the billing right now, we've brought it online to share it with all of you. And as I have a quick look at the Twitch stream to my left, I can see that there are 16,000 of you so far. So thank you one and all for coming and joining us. And hopefully there'll be something throughout the next half an hour to 45 minutes that you will find enjoyable.
It's probably going to be Necromunda stuff.
While I'm welcoming you, my favorite. Some people have already started doing it. I love it. My favorite thing is, where are you from? And the first one I saw was Durban, South Africa. Well, there we go. Hit us. Tell us where you're from.
Yeah, I'm sorry about Abby. She's just loud.
Friends from North America able to join us, while the swathe of Europeans are still well in. goodness me, hello from the Netherlands, Germany, Dallas, Texas, a place I'd really like to go one day. Birmingham, a place I've been many times. Edmonton, Alberta, Indiana, Sweden. God, it just flies by.
I don't care. Just get to the reveals. I'm stupid for showing up today because it's box game day, not 40K day, where you can hear about things like the High Lord of Terra.
But we've got a fair amount to go through. I get very excited. And obviously, sometimes we just can't answer the specifics of the questions because we don't know the answers. But nonetheless, we will do our level best to cover off what you need to know. So, what's the format of the day, Eddie?
Yeah, so the format.
I want to see if they stretch things as much as they did previously.
Over the past 3 days, we've got myself and Adam, who's basically our job is to just be really excited at you about Warhammer, which we live in a constant state of near perpetual Warhammer excitement. It's just the only difference really is we're being broadcast live. But we also have a series of videos to show you, a series of some images as well to show you, which basically all give you some hints and teasers and previews of some upcoming new exciting Warhammer things, and then we'll get excited, you'll get excited, we'll jumping high five, and then we'll see you tomorrow. That's pretty much how it rolls.
Yeah, and I think it's worth mentioning we're not just a two-man band. Behind the scenes, we've got Raph, who's making sure that all the slides and everything go right, and he's going to play some pretty awesome videos. And a big thanks to our moderators who are helping make sure the chat flows.
I'll stream tomorrow as well because tomorrow's the 40K day. I thought it was today. There's a chance that it'll be something.
Right, Raph, hit it.
Do I play Blood Bowl? I do not play Blood Bowl. Okay, so Dire Chasm, it's not... I mean, none of this is going to be stuff I care about, but maybe they have some models that I can convert for my Orcs or for my Chaos. I don't know any of this stuff, so I don't know as if it's already been shown off or not. I think this is like their version of Kill Team, Sigmar's Kill Team, where it's like, oh, you've got these special characters, but there's only like... You bring like 4 guys. Crab! Epic music, it's a crab! Yay, crab! Bring back the crab! Crab! I have no idea how you play Dire Chasm. I don't.
I've
Whatever.
never seen the word crab in the chat so many times. Eddie, I know you are super hyped about these. Tell us what we just beheld.
So this
crab!
is the brand new Warhammer Underworld's warband for the Ideneth Deepkin. So the Ideneth are pretty much my army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So I'm first and foremost.
That crab is gonna sell well. I'd buy that crab. I'd buy that crab, and I have no idea what to do with crab.
This is also the final warband.
Get the fuck out of here with this other shit. Just show me crab.
We've got a few that are due out that we've shown already, but we haven't released yet. But this is the final one of the 8 for this season that's been revealed. But it's really cool looking warband. I think there's a really lovely mix of miniatures in there. I think Warhammer obviously has a lot of different things.
I mean, it's small. That looks like it's on a 32 mil base. So that's like a little bit over an inch.
I think Warhammer is complete now, thanks to the inclusion of a massive crab.
Yeah!
It's a veritable menagerie with these guys. You've got the giant crab, you've got a flying fish, essentially, and then is that an eel peeking out behind elephant?
Oh, there is an eel.
Yeah, it definitely is.
These are the fish people. I know that much about them. They ride like fish into combat. I don't know how that works. But you'd have to buy this entire pack, and I'm going to bet this warband is going to be like 30, 40 bucks. I don't know how much those are. 30 is probably low. It might be as high as like 50 for these 5 guys. I would believe that.
So they've got these kind of,
or hold up.
They seem to be flying.
They're going to waffle on about this for a minute.
Fish and eels and monsters and things, and it wouldn't really be an Ideneth warband if it didn't have some representation from the creatures of the deep. Some really fun models as well. So the elves themselves, you've got 3 different ones there, and they represent the 3 different
Dire Chasm. How much are these Dire Chasm boxes?
The Namati there, which are the kind of slave thrall cast on the far right with the harpoon.
Yeah, it looks like 40 bucks for the
and
for a handful of models. 35 for these smaller ones, so 35 to 40 if you want to get crab. I mean, like, let's be real, you're buying it for crab.
Then you've got the Akelian, which is the armored-looking warrior maiden there.
apparently called Fuiran for your reference, if you like.
How does this helmet work? It feels like it
We see
slips.
these warriors on the backs of either eels or
Also, like,
Leviatons or something like that. But this warrior is on foot, but accompanied, as we can see, by
what the
Cruise to the Deep.
fuck?
And then you've got the Asharan.
So this is coming off
represented there
here,
by
and
the
this
character in
one,
center
the other
with
one's
the
coming out
nets,
there.
and that looks to be
And
the Soul
then
Reaver there. Those lanterns and
that's
things are used to
weird.
capture the souls of. Enemy
It's gonna be
warriors
like,
and back to the
I'm gonna
Ideneth.
bet
One of the
closer
unique
to
things about the Ideneth is they need to
40.
go on soul raids, which is the name of this warband. And what they do on those soul raids is capture the souls of other races, bring them back into the deeps to where the Ideneth live, and use those souls to create new Ideneth, because they are naturally soulless, and they have to kind of steal souls from other people to.
That sounds like some Drukhari shit. Are these just fish Drukhari? I don't do Sigmar, so I don't know.
It's a troubling backstory, isn't it? We just come to steal your soul. Don't worry, you can come back as one of us.
But still the goodies, still the Forces of Order. Let's make that clear.
40 for the whole team and a pack of cards.
Every now and then they'll raid a coastal village and steal all the.
Maybe it's a banner on his. Oh, I bet you it is. I bet you it is. Okay, yeah, that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Is what inspires your choices for warbands. It's worth noting. My spies informed me that it is described as a high damage, very fragile warband. So I'm guessing that Dwinclaw isn't just there for show.
So it's
Drukhari. And if you're into the playstyles, it's a lot of
high crab of terror,
high aggro percentage. So expect to go and basically.
I like how everyone's more excited about crab than they are High Lord of Terra. High crab of Terra.
Yeah, I think that's the classic sort of like elven take, isn't it? So you've got warriors, which are going to be very capable, as is pretty standard with any of your elven types. But you've also got some shenanigans thrown in the form of your accompanying sea creatures, and that's kind of how what's really nice about a lot of Warhammer Underworld's warbands is they kind of work in microcosm, as you'd imagine the army would work on a larger scale. So you've got very competent warriors at the core, backed up by some.
You're looking very fluffy today. My hair is just doing crazy shit. Tilda showed me this video of like back in like 2018 or something, where we were like at a restaurant eating. We were playing Cream Flipper, where you're flipping the.
Of this season. So,
anyway, my hair was so short. Like, it's crazy. I haven't cut my hair for like 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months.
A set of 6 accompanying warbands that go along with it. There's a few different.
Sigmar is one of their better balanced games.
Pop up occasionally as well, but fundamentally, this is the 8th of the new warbands for this season, which is cool. So that brings Diachasm to.
Abby is in the background.
Yes.
Yes.
Use this warband against all the different warbands that have been released previously, and it will also come with lots of cards for.
Yeah.
For all
my
of
hair is just. I mean, like I've got a mullet going on. It's crazy.
You just want to make sure you're collecting all of the warbands, or you
Underworld is.
Card. It's worth picking up for that reason as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
you look very unique today. Well, that's a thing.
One more thing I just wanted to mention is I think people haven't really been able to see, but we are actually for most of these days wearing appropriate T-shirts, which have been provided by the Warhammer merchandising store. So I'm actually currently wearing my Ideneth T-shirt. I'm not sure you can tell though, because
what is that?
Kind of cuts me off at the waist, but I just wanted to stand up and show that I was, dressed for the occasion.
Well, I was so excited to talk about box games today that I actually went and got my Orlok gang out and have had them playing around on my desk all day, fighting out battles.
I like Necromunda, like aesthetically, and I was gonna join a Necromunda league just because I was like, and then they become cultists after I'm done with this, but they're cultists that have names and personalities and that kind of thing. Where's the crab shirt? Give me crab shirt. All right. So this is gonna be Necromunda, I think. Yeah. So the hired gun is gonna be in the Necromunda universe. So you'll get enemies like these in the game. I can't tell you what the fuck that is. Small snake. Dalik, I think, is my favorite of them. It's just such a cool aesthetic. Oh, his head is in there. I was like, what am I looking at? That's weird. Okay. I know nothing about them. I just love their aesthetic. I like them, and I like Caldor.
Well, the House of Shadow. So Adam Troke, you know your Necromunda very well. Tell us all about.
They like their butt rock. What are the dimensions of the minis? The circular base they're on is probably going to be a 32 millimeter base, which is about like an inch and a half.
the clan house Dilac.
Was that how you pronounce that?
Its,
oh, he's
lore,
standing on a thing. I thought that was his leg.
Sort of shadowy,
I don't like that one as much. That one's a bit silly looking.
All the stealth and subterfuge rules, and that continues even today. Every clan house is famous for something within the structure of Necromunda, not just the nature of its gangers, but the sorts of things that it provides to the economy. And these are spy masters. Essentially, they deal in information brokering. And so, what we have in House of Shadow.
Yeah, I know almost nothing about Necromunda. Necromunda's on 20 millimeter bases or 25s. Okay. So they're going to be like, you know,
will probably do a better job of it than me.
Tiny.
But accompanying
High Lord of Terra.
There is a brand new plastic set of miniatures, the first of which you can see here. Say these in a hurry and you're in trouble. But as with every house book that we've done for Necromunda,
Humans got a big scale creep in Necromunda.
Okay. Psychomancer's harness, and then a Psygazit who is armed with, I don't know the name, but it basically looks like.
Why do you not know the name?
I think that is the official name, Adam. I think it's all hyphenated. Megadeth Snake Hoover.
And I jest, but there's something really deeply wrong at the heart of how.
Like, why would you allow them to do a presentation and not know the name of the weapon? I don't know what that weapon is. I don't know what it does. You haven't spoiled the stats on it for me if you tell me what it's called, but just like, what the fuck is it called? You could be like, it's their Mechadendrite.
Starting to see the weird
cool
stuff on the,
you know,
outskirts of these gangs, and I think Dilac have come out of the gates pretty much as the weirdest looking things to come.
Can someone explain High Lord of Terra?
But really cool. I mean,
just they wouldn't stop talking about it. That's it.
Of the Dilac gangers that we would expect to see, you know, the long trench coats, the sort of pallid complexions, the bald heads, but these.
Like, they could just, like, why would you allow someone to do a presentation without the information?
And it's possible that when
High Lord of Terra
are working on stealing your information and brokering information,
it's gotten so much shorter than it has.
Technological or a physical level.
I don't like that model. Like, its face is weird. I'm griping about something that I wouldn't have bought anyway. These guys look okay. I like the original
close combat killers. Like, quite literally,
Dialect ones better, or Dileek, or however you pronounce it.
Sword is a shiver blade. It's a horrible assassin's weapon. And with the Dilac's ability to get
hosting, it was about charm and not knowledge.
These are really not equipped for close combat.
Where are they?
I think that Vinesauce going to struggle.
Like, I do like these kits. This kit I might buy just to make Mega Knobs, because that's what that kit's for. Like, that's all I know it for. I like the shields on these dudes. Here's the original Delete gang. Lots of little fiddly bits you can customize how they look. They're really good about that in these boxes. Like,
yeah, 100%.
A bunch of different heads, that kind of thing. That's one thing that Necromunda is known for. It's just the replacement bits.
So apparently, it is a psychoteric worm. Whatever the Death Hoover worm or whatever I called it might not have been the technical term, but I'm sure that's
I like your name too.
Sure, that's what Orlocks everywhere call it.
I know there's like, what is it on the more recent ones that there's. I've seen some people kit bash Mega Knobs out of these guys, and I just don't like the aesthetic. I don't think they look right.
To equipment sentiences. So that's how servo skulls happen. That's how things like Amble servitors happen. This is an alien creature which has been harnessed and essentially melded with some extremely arcane and high level of technology equipment.
I can't find the.
Trustworthy.
I'm trying to find. I think it's these guys that they have different mohawks that you can get. Like, there's like a box full of just mohawks and heads to swap their. That might be a Forge World thing. Is it Goliath? Is it just the basic Goliath gang?
Sort of esoteric things to bring into Necromunda. Somebody in the chat has called it a techno-death fish brain monster.
That's a good name too. These are all great names, guys.
Just as well that you and I didn't name it, because we'd have come up with some rad names.
Who are the hosts talking? Two talking heads that they hired to do this job.
I think what we've got here, right, is just a continuation of this amazing theme that's happened with these House of books. House of Iron, House of Chains, House of Blades, and so on. They've really delved into this enormous subculture that exists within Necromunda. Necromunda, on the face of it, is a planet which is a massive arms producer.
They
for the
raised the
Imperial,
prices on
machine,
models
it
like
pays
a
huge
couple
dividends
years
to size
ago
and soldiers,
again, and it's
all
not
the
like they
massive
changed the
environment.
models.
But within these vast hives that are
They
there,
just
there is literally constant warfare. And I do mean warfare for
made them
for
cost
control
more.
of its industry, its finances, commerce, and those wars are fought out
I
by
like the
soldiers of
rules
these
for the
powerhouses.
most part.
So it's just
I like the
exciting to
models.
see
The
House of
models,
Shadow
like, I
appear
think are
and give
objectively very good.
even more depth to,
There's some that aren't my aesthetic. I
sort
think
of
that
the,
these guys
uh,
are probably
the
not my
culture,
aesthetic.
the mythos
The
that
way they've
exists,
done
in
this
place.
recent batch, but
I'm
like
super hyped. I love
the
it.
the models
think what's
for
really nice about
Warhammer
Necromunda
and
as a
just
setting
that GW
entirely
puts
is that
out are
it is just a
fucking
tiny part
great.
of
Like,
this
look
massive,
at these
universe that
guys.
is Warhammer
That's
40,000,
rad as
but
shit.
just by diving into this one little part of it, you get a sense of how broad and
Is there
how
like a
rich the
3D
entirety
model
of
one?
the
Like,
Warhammer
those
40,000
look
setting
so
is. Like,
fucking
imagine
cool.
all of this is just happening within a single hive on a single planet.
I
within-
love
on-
'em,
on one
you
world
know?
in the Imperium. Imagine
Like,
how
they do
rich
great at
and
models.
broad
And
the
you
entirety
compare
of,
that to, like,
Warhammer
I don't know,
40,000
Reaper
universe is.
minis.
And all of a sudden, as someone who's kind of inspired to collect or game or you create
They
campaigns,
just do not
or
look as good.
change models around, that kind of scope.
Like, this
and
is a
sheer
new
grandeur
model
of it
for
is-
them, and
is
it looks
really
like an
inspiring.
old
So,
Warhammer model.
The universe is so vast.
Like,
and
these
huge
look
that even
like
within this tiny
old
little,
models.
what is a
They're
tiny
cheaper.
spire, but is
They're
miles
much
wide
cheaper.
and huge as sprawling metropolis.
But they
You've
just
got this
don't
breadth
look
of
as
weird
good,
things.
man.
Imagine how weird every different dark corner of the Imperium could possibly
Like
be.
this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing
Cagnar
to
the
add
Slayer
is
or
that,
whatever.
um,
Like, look at how
uh,
chunky that fur
the
is.
hive in which all this takes place on Necromunda.
Like, I'm simping hard. Shut up.
It's
I
quite a
know.
city,
I
and
know.
It has a population bigger than
But then you
entire
compare that
continents.
to, let's look at even like
tens of
older,
millions of people stacked
let's see,
deep and high, and
Slaves of
savaged in
Darkness, I
most
think it is.
horrendous conditions.
Yeah.
It's rich fodder for a setting, indeed. So, I for one can't wait. More people for my Orlocks to shoot. I think Raf has another video on a similar topic to show us. Is that right? Why don't you hit that, Raf, and we'll...
I mean, these are old models, but they still look much better than these. This is fairly comparable, and it's ancient. Oh, yeah! Hired Gun! This is the game I'm gonna stream. It's made by the people who did, I Divine Cybermancy. I didn't expect them to do a reveal of this today. I'm so playing that. June 1st, digitally.
Cool. So that is a little bit of an exclusive look at an
I mean,
upcoming Necromunda.
I don't think that showed us anything we hadn't already seen.
Before, but this is a brand new little snippet.
You game bros
about
off.
the stub cannon. Do you want to tell
Your
us all about
legs
that?
are okay.
Well, I mean, I can tell you about the stub cannon, which is a firearm very reminiscent of current Terran firearms. It uses, black powder and solid projectiles to blow people's heads off. But more excitingly for me is it's indicative of the level of care and attention that's gone into a game that I'm a little bit excited about. In my free time, I quite enjoy a good first-person shooter, and Hired Gun is looking absolutely rad. It's due out at the end of June. And essentially, you play the part of a bounty hunter in Necromunda, and you accept contract missions, and then go out to fill them by gunning down.
So we gotta wait
gangs,
about a month.
Outlaws, hired guns. It just has.
It sounds great.
a
Just
full
I Divine
excitement.
Cybermancy,
It's
but
produced
with
by
like
Focus Home
Warhammer
Entertainment,
aesthetic
which are a
stuff.
licensed partner and
They
friends with
wanted to be
Warhammer
Warhammer
Shop.
so bad,
And,
so that they've got the
enjoyed
IP
other
sounds
Necromunda
great.
stuff that we just showed you. You might want to check it out so that you can play a Necromunda video game and hear the roar of explosions as you mow people down.
I'm quite excited to see the Ambot in action. I think he's shown
Yeah,
up in a
they-
couple
Yeah.
of trailers.
Yes.
They had,
That's-
and
that's a
I
fun-
legit
I
did
really
not
like the
know.
model.
I don't know
like
what an
seeing
ambot
models I like brought
is.
to life in computer games.
I didn't
it's
until
not
today.
one
They
of the
took an
things
amble
that
and they
this
just
game
put
so far
robotic
that
bits
more
on
recently
it to
bit
control it.
Some of the things that
Cool.
I actually really like about Necromunda, which is bring in some of the weird things around the outside. So you've got the opportunity for ammo jacks and your own dog, is my understanding, is one of the things. So you could have your
You
very own
love dogs.
cyber mastiff.
Who doesn't
Also,
love
does it
dogs?
look like
quite
none of his models are
nice little
painted
house.
back there?
So yeah.
Did you
we
just
talked
go with,
we were
like,
talking about Necromunda.
black?
I'll show you that because it was quite exciting.
Or
I, for
gray?
one,
There's
am
no.
hyped about the release. Somebody asked the question. I saw
These
it
might
fly
be
by.
colored.
Were those models that we showed you plastic? Yeah, that's a multi-part plastic kit that will come out at the same time as House of Shadow. So, we've talked.
You can
about
tell when
Warhammer, we've
they
talked about
they only
Necromunda.
read the chat when it's
Think
something
about another
positive.
video.
Dark Tide, maybe? High Lord of Terra! Oh.
Meow, pew pew, chicka 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 chicka, meow, dive, chicka chicka, pew pew.
For Aeronautica. Okay. I don't like the new painting guy. That was him. I liked Duncan a lot more. Sorry for being an asshole. I know he does a fine job. He's as good of a painter, but I just don't like him as much.
I'm sorry. Chat, your reaction was amazing. So, I, for one...
See what
thought you
chat's
had a
reaction
massive
was.
gunship, like every single one of you. And we're getting one as part of the next expansion for Aeronautica Imperialis. Oh, here we go. Raf's already started the slides. Eddie, talk us through the things that we can see here.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
loads of really cool
they're
stuff
just
coming. The plastic
people
Thunderbolt
being
gunship
like,
is obviously,
lol.
on a list, and we had a little bit of fun with that video. I think we're well aware that the plastic Thunderbolt gunship that had been requested maybe wasn't quite the same scale as the one that's coming out. For
Duncan is
Aeronautica
better.
Imperialis, but
I
still
like
very,
Duncan.
very cool
Duncan's
visual
like
that people
I'm
want
subscribed to
include in
his
their army, but
YouTube
there's
channel
loads more
now, and
stuff
it's
coming as
great.
well. So Aeronautica Imperialis flew onto our tabletops over a year ago now. And it's been a lot of fun.
These look flatter than the actual ones do, which is weird. So this is sort of like X-Wing, if anyone plays that, but with Warhammer planes.
The Nightwings painted up in the Sam Hyan color scheme. Really cool miniatures, tiny versions of the models that were previously available from Forge World, but very cool, fast fighters. They play exactly like you'd expect Eldar would play. They're very fast. They're very sneaky. They can do all sorts of stuff.
But the scale is
can't
so
do.
small
Fly
that there's
rings around
nothing
their
I can do with
opponent,
these
probably
models.
can't take a hit quite as well as some of the more rugged ships of the enemy Imperials and Orcs and Tau.
Yeah, so-
but they're not alone. Go on.
Well, I was just going to jump in. So the new set is a complete starter set. You can
Fancy
use it
jetpacks?
by itself.
I mean,
You
I
don't have to have
guess.
collected previous
Too
iterations.
expensive for
Also
that.
includes Phoenix bombers, which are essentially strike aircraft. They can hold their own in a dogfight, but really they're designed to descend from on high. And,
I mean, no, this is actually better than High Lord of Terra Day. Like they are legitimately announcing like a lot of stuff. It's just stuff that I don't care about because it's board game day. You know, it's their box game day. You know, but they are announcing new things. They are actually spending the whole stream actually announcing things rather than High Lord of Terra.
Which is in the form of the Adeptus
You know?
So Space Marine flyers enter Aeronautica for the first time. The fighter
Like
element of which
they've
is made up
announced.
with
Let's
these
see,
Zyphon interceptors, which
that
refers
the
to
crab.
in the Horus
They
Hemisphere,
announced
is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
the
So these
Deleek
cropped up,
gang
for the first time when
upgrade
making,
stuff.
the
We got a
Crusades,
hired
very
gun
much
trailer
for
that
the
kind of
Horus
sucked
Heresy,
because it
but
didn't
they're
really
certainly
show
still around in the
anything.
41st millennium. These ones painted up in the colour
And then
of
this
the
Aeronautica
Sullivan
shit.
I think I assume.
Yeah,
There's
definitely
legitimately quite a few new
Yeah.
models here.
So,
I
the
just
Zyphon
don't care.
Interceptors,
You know?
it's fairly typical
It's
of
unlike the
Space
High
Marine
Lord of Terra
aircraft,
where
so
I don't
they're
care,
fairly
and
fast,
also
they're
it's
fairly
only like
rugged,
2
they've
models
got
that
a
they're
lot of
showing.
firepower. They play
Some of
in the
these
sky
might
much
be
like
ones
Space
that have
Marine
already
plays on the
existed for a
tabletop,
while,
where,
and
you
just
know,
because I don't know
well-equipped,
anything about Aeronautica,
fighters that can take a punch and give a punch.
you know,
Yeah, the Zyphon is quite agile actually in the terms of Space Marine flyers. And then if you look at what else comes alongside the Space Marines within the set, you've got the Storm Eagles, another kit that was sort of initially released as Forge World sort of resin plastic hybrid model. The Storm Eagle is not a strike fighter in the conventional sense so much as it's a very, very heavily armed gunship. This thing can really take a punch.
Aeronautica feels like a response to how
but
popular
again,
X-Wing
you
was for a
see
while.
that
Yeah,
capability
100%.
of the Eldar. And so what you're going to find within this set,
The bases for these models look boring as fuck. I think that they're functional. Like, it looks like they got dials, and you got like the front half, and then there's like another dial over here or something, and then this is the back quadrant. So I would assume it's some sort of like functional thing, but yeah, it's a boring as shit base.
Interfere with your target prospects and such, and so I think it lends itself to quite an exciting game of cat and
I mean,
mouse.
it's a good
The
paint
entire
job
set,
considering how
altogether,
tiny these models are.
Comes in this box, Wrath of Angels, and it looks like this. Next slide. Boom. No, it's all right, Raph. And I think suddenly the choice of salamanders makes sense. The narrative for this is they're going to be fighting over a fiery planet. I'm quite excited to get a new map for my Aeronautica games and to continue my collection further. But here you can see essentially this set contains everything you would need to start playing Aeronautica Imperialis. You've got squadrons for your Space Marines, you've got squadrons for your Eldari, And it really does offer just a game in a box. And then it's completely compatible with the 2 previous iterations that have come out, and will be supported with some extra goodies from the specialist team. The first of which is obviously the extremely desirable Thunderhawk gunship. Yeah, we had a bit of fun and a bit of a tease, but actually this is a work of art on behalf of the team.
Yeah, when they were announcing it, I'm like, oh, what the hell?
The Thunderhawk.
I'm so glad they
Like, they announcing 40k stuff on Box Game Day? Maybe we'll actually get something?
I plan to get one painted in Dark Angels colors.
Like, there's an actual... Like, I've played against a real scale...
I think it's just one of those.
The 40k one. And I didn't realize it was like a Forge World thing. The guy who's piloting it was a complete dickhead. Because I was at a cooperative tournament for charity, I think. And like the guy was like bagging on my... I was playing with like, it was teams, 2v2, and random pairings. And the guy that I was on a team with was like this kid. He was probably like 13, right? I'm going to turn down their audio for a second. He was like 13 or whatever. Like, his army sucked. It was bad. I brought something that had teeth. I brought something that, you know, would be able to hold up my end of the deal. And my you know, partner was not, you know, he didn't have anything. But then my opponent was a teenager who brought some real competitive shit. Like, the shit that you would bring at the time. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to be... It seems like you know how to play this game, so you just tell the other guy, your, you know, team member what to do, and, you know, I'll just talk to you about what's going on. And I'm like, no, absolutely fucking not. I let that kid make all the decisions for us. Were they bad? Yes, but I want that kid to fucking come back and play more tournaments. I want him to enjoy this fucking hobby. So... But yeah, the guy I was playing against that was being an asshole had a Thunderhawk.
So if you've got a little campaign or a league or something, and you've got
we lost
4 or 5 friends,
100%.
You can all have a very different faction and have a very
complete dickhead. And that guy won sportsmanship for that thing, and I reported him for being an asshole.
I've had quite a lot of fun using my...
But I think it's because I reported him that they're like, oh man, well, this Colin guy, he, you know, he's an asshole. So we'll give his opponent the sportsmanship trophy.
We've covered. I'm just checking my show notes. Underworld's Warband.
In a like casual tournament like that, winning's not the point. In a competitive tournament, winning's the point. Anyway, what the fuck are they talking about now?
The specialist studio. Andy Hoare, who is sort of the Lord of the Underhive, as it were, made himself available for an interview with us, and we'll play that for you just about now.
House Delac are one of the 6
Oh, okay.
clan
And then we're at the thing where we've
clan
got
houses of the great
random people talking
powerhouses
about the
of
models
Necromunda.
again.
They produce weapons for the Astra Militarum. They produce raw goods, materials, tools, which are shipped across the entire galaxy. But they also each make something or provide some service that's unique to them. And in the case of House Delac, what they deal
The nose ring doesn't look bad on him, but it looks out of place.
Espionage, surveillance. They're the spy masters of Necromunda. So whenever any clan house or the ruling houses of Necromunda need something, they need information, they need someone vanished, they need an assassination, they need the dirt on arrival, it's always House Delac that they go to. And the House of Books are these ultimate tomes of lore for that house. We're focusing in, zooming in.
Do they have the rules for them? Like, I don't know Necromunda stuff. I would assume that they do. Because, like, most of the time with the Warhammer books, it's like half of it's fluff, and then there's like 3 pages of like stats. It's a little bit better than that, but you know.
That's really important with a game like Necromunda. But we're giving them enough of a framework.
I mean, like, I'd probably play that one. Like, I don't think I'd use the ones they released today because they're kind of boring looking, but they got a cool aesthetic, and I could be like, yeah, these are Chaos Cultists. I don't think it's a huge stretch to say that those are Chaos Cultists.
The idea of them using
Necromunda's great for kit bashing.
Psychic field, if you like. So when they gather information about their enemies, they're not just spying on them, they're not just listening in on them, they're actually using some other method that maybe the rest of the society around them isn't fully aware of. They haven't quite tuned into what the Delac are up to. So we go some depth into that in order to sort of describe what's going on.
You didn't like 9th edition? Man. Do you play Tau? I think you're the Tau guy, right?
Some degree of mystery.
I think
really into
9th edition's
the
great.
lore
It's
of
like
Delac,
8th
you can
edition, but
probably
just a
work
little
out
more refined.
which of the possible truths is the real truth. But to a casual observer, you're
I would
confronted
listen,
with
if you're thinking about getting into
shadows,
Warhammer,
lies,
100% just
rumors,
play on
and that's
tabletop
how it should be
sim.
with House Delac. The
It
miniatures
is.
box set represent several
We're dealing with COVID
strands
still.
of
You're not going to be able to get an
There's
in-person game.
of, fighty ones. There's the guys that are
You play
basically,
Smurfs and you're
close-range stealthy
upset
ninja
about
types.
9th edition? 9th edition
Side
made
effect
Smurfs
powers,
so
like
good.
living battle engine, if you like.
Oh my god, they're not like top
My
tier,
favourite
but they're
actually
like
is the Piscean
high
Spectre,
B, high
which is
A
great
tier,
little
you know?
construct that appears to
Or
be
high
very
A
added
tier.
some
There's
sort
going to
of
be an S tier. They're
efficient
high
in the
A
brain,
tier,
capturing
you
this
know?
sort of biomechanical horror, and that's pretty much what it is to wrap it all up. And that's very much the thing that got going on with these guys. So
Like,
yeah,
I'm not
this
going to
is
go and play any in tournaments
the box
anytime
set
soon.
brings Space Marines into the game, which is a
Primaris are pay to win. I have a feeling that tomorrow when we get our orc stuff, we're going to get Primaris orcs. And I'm glad I came into the hobby in 8th edition and bought mostly vehicles. I bought 60 boys and that's it. You know? Like as far as like that kind of thing, I've got some knobs and stuff like that. What minis would you recommend for practicing painting? Just buy the stuff you want to paint, man. Like buy smaller squads. Space Marines are solid for that. Duncan Jones has, I think it's the Duncan Jones Academy, has like a really good like series of videos on YouTube. Cause like maybe you're into the Eldar aesthetic where it's like space elves. I'm not. Imperial Knights are expensive and you're gonna fuck up the first model you do. That's just how it works. Duncan Rhodes. Yeah, if you're looking for a good model to buy the High Lord of Terra. Knights are great models. I love them. So anyway, since they're going to be like whatever about whatever the hell they're talking about, I got an idea, right? Let's see. All right, so you can buy bits. Like there are bit sellers, people who just sell like individual parts. I want to ask, what do you think the chances are that I can take the arm, like this claw from this dude, especially like people who have played this game before? Can I put this claw on my war boss, or will it be just too big? Because I want to kill a claw. I want something that looks like a powerful relic that's ripped off the arm of something much bigger. What are the chances that I can do that and it not look like ass? Is it going to be too big? Okay, cool. So yeah, that's it. Gazgul is a cool model. Gazgul's a really cool model. I might be able to do that with like the Yeah, they actually announced a lot of stuff today. I feel like today was less of a disappointment. Defiler Claw, I cannot get one. I don't care about any of these things, but today felt like there was actual content, as opposed to Tuesday, where it's like, I might be able to get like the arms from like what is it called? Adeptus Titanicus. I mean, I'm not buying a fucking like knight just to be able to get the bits. I'll just buy the arm or something from some bit seller or whatever. But Yeah. What do you want to bet Saturday is going to be boring? Okay. Again, seriously, we have a lot. Like the High Lord of Terra. Saturday, I mean, someone in chat is saying Saturday's Eisenhorn. Dude, if they announce the fucking Eisenhorn series, I'm going to be like, everyone needs to watch this shit. I do not care if it's bad. There's no work stuff today. Today was the box game stuff. It was kind of a shot in the dark if there was going to be any. I didn't expect anything. Saturday is AOS 3, maybe. I would love for the Eisenhorn series to be like out and done. I think it's gonna be cool as hell because I love the Eisenhorn book series. They're awesome. Why am I using light mode? Because I'm evil. Did you see the Gaunt's Ghost minis? Yeah, they look fine. Hi, Lord of Terror. No, we're not doing it again. So yeah, I mean today was kind of like whatever, but of course it is. It's not even Warhammer Day. For some reason, I thought it was. I think I was just excited. Because I'm holding off on everything. Like, I really want to go and get some new models. I want to, paint some stuff. Because I like having stuff to hobby on. It's, something to do with my time that's not work. That's not playing a 2 to 3 hour game. It's nice. I like it. It makes me happy. But... where's the screen region for this? All right, let's go ahead and make me big. There we go. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, today wasn't much, but do I have any Forge World models? Not official Forge World models. I've kit bashed some. You can see Squeaky Smalls on the shelf behind me. He's kit bashed from a Star Wars something dewback. Then you've got the kill tanks that I kit bashed that are I think I came out with them being under like I want to say like under $30 a piece. And they're like $300 models. And they look great. Got a little mud flap girl on the back. But it's an orc. That was Tilda's suggestion on that one. You did a good job with those tanks. Thank you. I mean, my worry is that when we get the Orc Codex, the core keyword is going to do something fucking weird. Like, I do not know. And then the Death Skull's clan trait's going to get nerfed. I feel like it's fine. I feel like they're going to really, really push snake bites this time around because, all of the models they're showing off. Like, if we look back at the Pain Boy, let me see if I can get to Warhammer Community quickly. There it is. If you look at the article for this, it's got the snake bite symbol on the little banner thing there, right there. So, I mean, yeah, I like to support my local hobby shop because, like, I'm friends with the guys that work there. Like, they have given me bases, like, from models when I kit bashed them that I was not able to get. It's nice to support them because I like being able to go and have a table. They've got tons of, like, terrain that would cost me hundreds of dollars to set up. And space and people, I love going to my local place. Because I like being able to play this game in person, and so me buying models from them is my way of supporting them, keeping their doors open. buying GW stuff at full price is not my preferred thing, so I'll probably buy some of these from them, just enough to keep the door on, but I think the minis look fine. I think the Snagaboys are cool. I'm probably going to go real heavy. Like, the build I've got right now for my boys, I hope stays okay. I have a feeling I'm going to have to buy the stupid pig thing rider, guys, and I'm just going to be like, if you go to, like, Element Games, not sponsored, but, Element Games has a really good discount. Do judges have licenses like in Magic? No. And that's something that people have been asking that they get, is like, you need to have a license. Though I don't know how you would, like, Magic, it's like there's core rules of the game, and then the card tells you exactly what it does. And you can pick up the card and read it. But with Warhammer, you have to have, like, the codex and the base book, and then you've got to have, like, a knowledge of the FAQs and erratas. Like, the game is really hard to get into at a competitive level, and I'm not sure entirely how they would do that. I think you just have to be a good player to be a good judge. Yeah, there's this guy, he was right, but it was like the Tide of Shadows for Grey Knights makes it so that way they're always -1 to hit. And we had to, like, scroll through some rules, and I'm like, okay, you are right because of this rule on this page in the core rule book interacting with an old codex. Yes, because as if it was in cover is part of it being able to have the -1 in the first place. So, yeah. I'm jealous that you don't feel uncomfortable in game shops. It may be because I'm a dude. It may be because I'm older. It may be because I just don't give a shit. People are going to bully people for being nerds. I don't care. I really don't care if that's what it is. But yeah, I don't know. Today was whatever, but, it was box game day, so of course it was whatever. But yeah. Anyway, that's all for today. We'll come back at it, I guess, again tomorrow to do whatever. They always say that, but some cards in Magic legit don't explain exactly what it does. I mean, like, Charge doesn't say exactly what it does on the card, right? Resident Evil 8 tomorrow, as well as we're going to do a 12 o'clock thing like we did today. Today's was shorter. Did you guys notice that? Actually, yeah, because I started the stream, like, it's 12:45. They said that these were going to be, I mean, I guess they didn't say they were going to be an hour, but, like, the one with the High Lord of Terror was, like, an hour, right? So maybe they learned their lesson and they just tried to make it, like, 30 minutes or so? Like, honestly, if they had brought the High Lord of Terror thing down to, like, a 15-minute, 30-minute stream and talked about some stuff, neat, okay, so one last theory thing. If we look at the banners in the background, the orcs have not been shown off, the stormcasts have not been shown off. I think this is for the vampires that they showed off on the first day, or this is some Sigmar stuff. So I would imagine that Saturday might be Sigmar day again. This is Sisters of Battle that has the fleur de lis. They have it on their titties. I don't know why. And they definitely showed that off with the High Lord of Terra. Which is a Sisters of Battle model. Yeah, okay, cool. Orcs tomorrow? Orcs tomorrow. All right, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. We'll do something at like 5 or 6. I'm gonna try and do I forget, it's the Zoe DLC for Resident Evil 7, and maybe a bit of Homestuck, like 30 minutes or so, depending on how long the other thing goes. I think that's gonna be the thing. I missed the fart transition. That's only on expressly the one that brings us to like video game streams. So if I want, I can make it fart. See there it farted. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.